Back to Rust Runes. We've got our turquoise communication board ready. We are laying the yellow strip for the physical plane. We've got the red for the emotional mental plane. And then the white for the spiritual plane. My bag of runes, black. Because I'm a mountain girl through and through. That's where I've had the most spiritual awakenings in my life. So, go mountains. I have the Elder Runes. There are 24 in the Elder Rune. So we're going to get connected, warm them up, get them synced. And then I will take out the runes that do not apply for the younger and read that message with you tonight. So here we go. Okay, elders, ancestors, what would you have us know? Okay, so the elder card is Germanic. I have German and Scandinavian ancestry. So I'm going to read the elders first. They're Germanic. That's actually the younger rune set. The younger card is actually the older set, and that is found typically in Denmark, Norway, Iceland, for example. And so if you've got Scandinavian roots, your family was probably Viking like mine. They use the younger. Okay, so here we go. Elders, ancestors, what is the divine message for tonight? Casting. Okay, so you know my rules. If I cannot see the alphabet or the symbol, then it goes back into the bag. They have to be upright. Wow. Not a lot of runes talking tonight. That's amazing. Okay, so what do we have left? Let's take a look. Spiritual plane, spiritual plane, spiritual plane. Then we have this one, and then we have this one. So, I'm going to grab my block. This will be a short read. Evidently, we got it going on that we don't need any divine intervention today. Evidently, we're doing things right. They're not chatty. Okay, we have one on the physical plane, we have one on the emotional mental plane, and then we have 3 on the spiritual plane. So that will be our main focus. That's where the main message will lie. I do not have 3 vertically, so there's no divine message that way, or any that are really close together, bunched up. So that doesn't apply in this particular reading, but the 3 spiritual is our main focus. But let's go ahead and talk about the one that's on the physical plane. This is Kinas. This is the torch. Think about fire. It's the rune, if you will, of education. You're learning skills, truths, solutions. You're overcoming misunderstandings in what you know. Having been an educator most of my life, I can relate to Kinos. Okay, then you have on the emotional mental plane, you have Hagelas. Now this is hail. Now on the Germanic rune, it looks like an H for hail. When you get to the younger rune set, especially like my Danish ancestors, it looks more like a star. Like when you see a firework pop in the sky, it has that kind of spread out. Sort of like what ice would do to your windshield. It would splat. That's the hail looking symbol for the younger in the Danish rune set. But I've got the elder here. So Hagelas is hail. It's a distractor from outside. It's influencing you probably in a negative manner, most likely. Not always. There's outside influences, though, that are distracting you, and you're maybe losing your focus. So, one of those things you need to do is sort of rein that back in. If you can rein that back in, then you have Tiwaz, which is Rune 17. On the spiritual plane is the first one. So this is, think about like an arrow shooting a target, okay? We have honor, we have clarity, we have victory, we have direction, we see clearly, okay? One of the cautionary tales on this rune is beware of envy, malice, and revenge. Because those things will distract you, right? And you need to have the knowledge or learn that that is not a good space to be when you're distracted. Okay, then we have the M. This is like the horse's ear. This is Iwaz. So here we're looking at loyalty, friendship, trust, devotion. Could be M for marriage. This is where we're spiritually connecting in with our heart rather than our mind. There is freedom in that. Sometimes we have to put boundaries up, though, because we don't want to be a martyr, but we want to be spiritually connected. And so in order to avoid the negativity, we need to maybe put in some boundaries so we don't get distracted and we stay on target, right? Then we have Deas. Degas is day. This looks like a butterfly to me. So this is all about new beginnings. If you think of the caterpillar in the cocoon and then you flap out with your butterfly wings into a new cycle, a new reality, okay? This is new beginnings. You've seen the light on a spiritual level, okay? So those are the messages using the Elder rune set of 24. Now, if I was learning or going through the younger rune of 16, which runes would disappear? Okay. All of them would stay except for these two. So out of the 8 that get pulled away out of the 24, the younger did not have Iwaz, the horse, and they did not have Degas, the day. That looks like the butterfly. So that is not part of their language or their symbology. So we still have Kinas, which is education, lighting a torch, getting set on skills and fire and solutions. We don't want to get distracted with the hail. Okay, outside influences, we really have to watch that. We need to stay focused and on target. Okay, we cannot get distracted. If we get distracted, then the enemy could overtake us. Or on a spiritual plane, we could be overtaken by entities that are not true and right. Okay, we are seeking justice. We're seeking clarity in thinking clearly. We don't want to be thwarted by things like envy, malice, or revenge. That just really doesn't have any place on the spiritual realm. We cannot reverse these runes on the emotional and mental plane, meaning we have to go through this lesson. So today the lesson is don't let outside influences distract you. You really need to stay focused. So you have to work yourself through that so that that is no longer an issue and that you have the better side of it and not the warning side of it of damage, debt, and worrying. Okay, so if you can work through that, not let outside distractors impact you, then you will have the knowledge that you need to have victory and be prosperous on your spiritual plane. So, with the 3 runes left on the younger, that was still quite a powerful message. Thank you for popping in tonight, and as always, we'll see you later. Have a great night. Bye for now.